What do you make of her using on the back flap a picture of the return of the dead from Benghazi?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think many people are going to question the use of a photo like that, and by the same, I mean, especially when it's surrounded by just about everything else there is in the picture, other than Bin Laden raid one, is upbeat things. But I think more importantly is what she'll say about it or has said, and I haven't read that account, but I think that's a huge unanswered question as far as her time in the State Department. Look, here's what's, I think, not been covered nearly enough, certainly by the mainstream media, and that is that one of two things is true. We either should not have been in Benghazi, there should not have been a facility there, given a consistent threat stream that had been arriving at the State Department, or if they decided to still be there. Remember, the Brits had pulled out by then, the Red Cross. If they decided they were still going to be there, then they should have had a sufficient security plan in place, not just to protect the people on the ground, but to be able to extract them. And that clearly was not the case. So I think it's questionable whether they should have been there. You sit there now and look at that stream of reports that were coming in, and it was clear how dangerous it was. But at a minimum, should have had sufficient security, which certainly was not the case, and no extraction plan.
I'm going to have you put on the headphones so you can listen to a conversation that Secretary of State Clinton had with Diane Sawyer earlier today about the security situation in Benghazi. Diane Sawyer posed it this way.
Is there anything you personally should have been doing to make it safer in Benghazi?
Well, what I did was give very direct instructions that the people who have the expertise and experience in security.
But personally,
well, that is personal, though, Diane. I mean, I am not. I'm not equipped to sit and look at blueprints to determine where the blast walls need to be or where the reinforcements need to be. That's why we hire people who have that expertise.
I wonder if people are looking for a sentence that begins from you. I should have.
Do you think they are, Senator? Diane Sawyer's question, are they looking for Hillary to admit responsibility and accept it?
Yeah, I mean, particularly because no one at the State Department's been held responsible for what occurred on that day. There clearly at some point, and I actually, when we had a hearing that she appeared before us, tried to dig into the bottom of that in terms of understanding why it is that they didn't take this more seriously. But here's what was pretty clear, is that no one did, that it didn't happen. And no one's been held accountable for it. So at some point, someone made the decision that what they had in place in Benghazi, in that consulate facility, was sufficient. That buck needs to stop somewhere, and it never has.